Yesterday night, the MP of Naivasha constituency, Jkia, who in fact should be on your screen, was arrested. Now, in this video, I want us to look into some of the reasons why she was arrested, and with no further ado, let's get after it. Reason number one, the DCI believe Jkia has critical information that could help them with some investigation of some sort. Here's what Mheshimiwa Jane had to say about this.
Mheshimiwa, what are the allegations? What are the allegations?
Hakuna kitu. Wananiambia ati wanafikiria kuna habari niko naye naweza kusaidia hao na investigation. Kwa hivyo sijui nashikiwa nini na sijui ni information gani wanasema naweza kuwasaidia.
Do you think this has anything to do with political affiliations?
This, of course, what can it be? Mimi sijaingia police station maisha yangu yote. Sijaandikwa kwa hiyo kitabu. Na mimi si pastor. Ile nasafanyanga ni siasa. So wachani twende tukasikie mbele.
So what do you tell your Naivasha people?
Well, to be firm. Na tuombe. Na tuseme ni one term.
So clearly these guys are just out on a fishing expedition. They're trying to frustrate Jane because of her one-term utterances and her Riggy affiliation. It's just that simple. There's nothing else to it. Now, the second reason why Jkia was arrested is the fact that this is just a warm-up by DCI and team ahead of the major arrest of Gachagua. Now, here's why I say this. MP Mukunji just the other day was arrested. And prior to his arrest, he told people that he had had a private conversation with Oscar Sudi. I don't know if this conversation was had via phone call or if it was face-to-face, but either way, Oscar Sudi admitted to Mukunji that they are just arresting these small MPs like Mukunji and others as they work their way up to the top dog, Gachagua. Here's Mukunji exposing the same. Roll the tape.
Huyu Oscar Sudi mwenye alimalizia darasa la 3. Ati anataka kusema ati Mukunji ashikwe ndio watayarishe kushika Gashagua. Wewe Sudi umechelewa. Ita hao watu leo hapa, mimi niko hapa Runyenjes. Wakuja wanikamate bana. Kuja.
So Riggy and team need to be very, very careful. Even his arrival back in Kenya should not be taken lightly, because we don't know the time nor the day that they'll decide to strike. These guys are no different from the Pharisees who plotted against Jesus from the very beginning, only to strike at the opportune moment. But I do hope at the end of the day that they are wiser than they look. There is a certain threshold in this country that once you cross, if you ever get arrested, it means no peace for the other Kenyans. Which is why Raila has caused all the mayhem he has caused in his political lifespan without ever having to go to prison. The only time that happened was during Mzee Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi's time, because back then Raila was much of a smaller fish than now. Since then, alisumbua Kibaki, Uhuru, Ruto. Even if the next one comes na Raila ako, he will go mano a mano with them. Because arresting Raila means nothing functions in Nyanza. Nothing functions all over Nairobi. It will be protest left, right and center. Gashagua is now also part of that political class. How do you arrest Gashagua and do any business along Thika Road? Hata mwenye kumshika kama anaishi Ruiru, how will they themselves go to work or come back? The roads will be paralyzed. People will be protesting left, right, center. So I hope that's not an avenue they're looking to go down. It will be in the worst of interest for this country. Now, the third reason why Jkia was arrested, from what I hear, she was summoned and told to appear before DCI for questioning, but her lawyer Ndegwa Njiru advised her not to honor the summon. That's what I hear. I don't know if that's true. I'll try and reach out to Mr. Njiru to verify this, but at the end of the day, it is not your obligation to assist the police with its investigations. And if they want you to assist them with investigations, then they should pay you. This is a service that you are helping someone to do their job. A maid cannot go and get somebody to help them clean the house. If somebody is helping you to do your job, you have to pay them. Sababu wamekuwa mtu wa mkono. Nowhere in the constitution of Kenya are you allowed to aid police in investigations, especially by force. Ati we think you might have information. No. Anywho, let's see what Kenyans on X had to say about this, and I quote. Dixon said, "This government will punish you more than it will punish me." That's a quote from James Orengo. Paul Minor said, "By design, expect the hugest arrest of Gashagua." I think I'm on the same frequency with Paul. These guys are working their way up to arrest the top dog. Dan Kibe said, "First she was an ICC witness. Then she said during the last demonstration that the government transported goons using NYS buses. Potelea mbali." The hot teapot said, "Let's not forget she voted yes for last year's finance bill. Let whatever happens to her happen. I don't sympathize with people that have chosen the side of the oppressor." Drain the Swamp said, "Jkia once stormed a funeral in Dabibi and lectured the locals that a parcel of land that was in contention was Ruto's. Today she is being arrested with unknown charges and is now crying foul to the people. Truly, government governments eat up its own children. Walt said, "This one is Ruto's mole in DCP. They are sanitizing her to win her a central role in the party." But what say you guys? Do drop me your own comments in the comment section below and I'll do my best to read them and to give you a response. And in the event you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula. Hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.